Hey everybody, this is Larry with another Edge update. It's been a while since we've done the last update. I think the last one came out in October or November time frame. Since then, it wasn't that we didn't have enough to talk about. We always have enough to talk about. And if you know me, I'll keep talking all day. So one of the things is we got this turning center here. It's new to us, but not new to anybody else. It's a 99 Puma with very low hours on it. So we're actually able to pick it up for a good price and get it all tooled up. So part of the reason we haven't been doing updates is because we spent a lot of time getting in and learning this particular machine, tooling it up and getting it up to production. One of the first pieces that we're doing as far as production is this spindle pulley here. This is one of our 3-stage spindle pulleys for our HX 8410 and 8610 machines. And this particular part used to take about 15 minutes between all the setups. It would take about 15 minutes on the manual lathe. And that's how we've done it the last 3 years. However, converting it over to CNC and running it on this Puma here, it takes 4. So that's one heck of an improvement, and the sole reason why we purchased it was to increase workflow. We've got a bar feed utility that you'll be able to see on the video that David's putting together for you, and that'll show you how we're cycling through parts, and we're able to just run non-stop. As long as the bar is, that's how many parts we'll run. So some of what we've been doing is just getting this in place, learning all the idiosyncrasies of it, getting it set up, running, crashing a couple of times. We adjusted it all the way up to factory specs, so that took a good month just getting in and getting everything operational. Another thing that we did over the last couple of months is we got our injection molder. It's been in place. However, during the move, when we moved in here last year, we busted off some of the cooling lines and some things needed to be fixed with the heater and all that stuff. So we actually were able to get everything completely diagnosed and fixed on that thing. So it's working, which is good because next week we've got 3 molds that we're going to put on it. And speaking of molds, let's go over here to the Fidal and we'll go over some of the things we're doing over there. So for those of you who have seen the Fidal, you'll notice one new thing, and that's the lighting in here. Max just finished up doing some an LED lighting upgrade on us. You can see a little bit of the wiring up there, but that's all right. It's a machine. It's supposed to be like this, right? So it just gives us a ton more workflow or work light instead of just the singular light that was over here and always yellowed. Now we've got nice bright white LED lights. On top of that, we've been prepping our molds here. So you can see here's a whole stack of our mold bases and stuff like that that we're getting ready to run this week. And we'll be doing, what are we doing? We're doing 3 molds this week. We're doing the pulley molds, the 18 tooth and the 22 tooth pulley molds. We're doing a bushing mold. Next week, we're doing the limit switch rails or the limit switch mounts. And there was one other one, but I can't think of it right now. But there's a total of 5 molds we'll be doing over the next 2 weeks. And next week we'll do another update and we'll show you behind the scenes of running the injection molder and what that whole process is. So we've really been knocking out a bunch of stuff. On top of that, we've set up the next 12 weeks of production because we've got about 80 machines to deliver in the next 12 weeks. So we're going to be quite busy here. David's going to have his hands full with shooting B-roll and shooting behind the scenes. Is another thing that we're working on, is doing a little bit more of the behind the scenes and some of the daily stuff that goes on here, because we're a small company. You know, we've got 6 employees full time here, and it's enough daily to keep us busy, you know, without anything going wrong. And then when something goes wrong, it's how do you handle that and how do we work through it? So, you know, that's kind of some of the things we're going to start showing us, some of the behind the scenes parts here. So this guy, we're just finishing tooling up here. And as soon as it's done tooling tonight, it'll be running some injection molds, as well as we're going to tool up the Puma for the motor pulleys over there. And that'll be running. And by tomorrow, we'll have our entire production run of those for what we need to do to get on eBay. So check us out on eBay. We're there. If you want them, come get them. So over here is our manual system. Our newest employee, Caspian's been breaking in on all of these machines here, and we're going to start moving him from here onto the CNC machines. Actually, I think next week he's going to be running the injection molder, kind of give him a taste of moving in there, some of the automated stuff, and give him a good break from turning dials and drilling holes. So that's about it that's happening over here. I say that's about, but there's been so much going on here. It's, I mean, it's just amazing, you know, how much work we're able to get done here. So then we're going to go over to the last and most exciting part. And this we've been trying to get finished since about September, but everything that can happen will happen, and anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And in the time since we've done this, I think we did an update before where we talked about doing 3D printed molds or patterns for the castings, all of that stuff. Well, it just didn't work out. It was going to take too much time, and the molder didn't know whether or not that would be a good process to go. So we decided to stop from there. We went and picked up some maple hardwood, and then we machined all of these parts out of maple. Well, then part of the finishing process is going through and filling all the holes that you have in here, removing any imperfections, you know, as chip out and stuff like that happens. And then we had to, once we filled that in, sand it down, prime it, paint it, and we just got them back from the body workshop, and they did a fantastic job on it. So these are ready to go out. We're waiting to hear from Marcellus Casters this week, and then we'll get those out probably tomorrow, I would imagine. But that's just kind of a quick behind the scenes of what's happening here, or what has happened. The most exciting part was getting that Puma in place and getting in here, and I can't tell you how exciting it is to have that here and be able to feed work to it, you know. And now I've got a list like a full page long of things that we're going to be throwing on there, and that automate a lot of the stuff and remove it from us having to stand over that machine and do it all by hand. So you know, I think that's going to end our Edge update this week, or this month. And that's another thing, we're going to move the Edge updates, I believe, to monthly, and just rather than trying to do something weekly, we're going to do that monthly, where we can give you a full gist of what's going on. But then David's going to shoot some of the behind the scenes stuff here over the period of a month, and you'll start seeing that maybe weekly or bi-weekly, where we can get some stuff out where maybe we talk about some of the business aspects, or we talk about some of the troubleshooting, or some of the things that we're doing in process, and how does that go around, you know, things like scheduling and billing and all of those things. Some of this stuff is interesting to some of you people out there, so I'm hoping that you know, we open up that other side to our company. So remember, click like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that that bell button down there. And if you don't like it, smash that button too. But hopefully you like it and you come back and see us, and we'll see you next time.